we appreciate the turnout. It's great. I'd like to start the presentation by introducing the post officers. Commander, obviously myself, Ken Long. Immediate past commander, Ty Bowers, right here. If you could stand. First vice commander, Alan Young. Second vice, Bill Cummings. Okay. Adjutant, David Robertson. Finance officer, Dennis Tyner. Our chaplain was the get well card going around the room right now. He's in Mansfield over in rehab for some long-term illness. Sergeant at Arms, Ty Bowers. Our judge advocate is Doug Wilson. He's also excused tonight. He had treatment in Columbus, and he's en route coming home, so he wasn't going to be able to make it. So at this time, I'd like to have Tammy Burke come up, please.
Oh, well. So, of course, I'm Tammy Tima-Burke. I'm the president of the auxiliary this year. Our first vice president is Penny Tarber. I'd like all of you to stand, and then we'll clap, please. There you go, Penny. Good job. Second vice president is Karen Weir, who is under the weather right now because of her foot, and she's at home. Our secretary, Alice Tyner. Our treasurer is Sonia Biglin, and the reason she's not here is because she teaches dance to a bunch of little girls, and she cannot leave them. Our treasurer, that's our treasurer. Our chaplain is Brandy Robertson, please. Our historian is Alice Tyner, and of course our sergeant of arms is Sue Adams, and I'd like to give a big round of applause for all of them. I want to introduce Ron now. Okay, I guess I better introduce my buddy Ron Lambert. He is the commander for the SLAs, which is the Sons of the American Legion. Sons of the American Legion.
All right. I'm new to this. Ron Lambert here. Our first vice is Bernie Kessler. Please stand. Our second vice is Ryan Bloomfield. He's not here. Our finance officer is Bob Cox. He ain't here. Our chaplain is Ryan Kyle. Oh, geez, I get them all mixed up all the time. Please stand. There you go. Our sergeant at arms is Regis Jones. He ain't here today either. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, at this time I'd like to introduce the Master of Ceremonies, Ty Bowers.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to echo Commander Long and thank everybody for coming tonight. You had a choice to be any number of places, but you chose to spend it with us. So we truly appreciate you making the journey and fighting through the weather yesterday for everybody local. Hope you fared as well as could be with the tornado that hit downtown yesterday. We'd also like to thank Davy Jones and John for being here from the WBCO, WQEL. It's always nice to have you with us. You bring you bring a nice element to our event. I would also like to thank the team from Catering Country Style for the meal. Yes, the true heroes of the evening. Okay, now I'd like to also introduce some distinguished Legion family guests. And I'm going to ask you to stand if you would. First off, Department of Ohio Commander Jason Rue and his wife Mindy. Department of Ohio Auxiliary President Jane Ridnour and her husband David. Past Department and 5th District Commander Darrell Bishop and wife Carol, who is also a past district president. Past SAL Department and District Commander Bernie Kessler and his wife Nancy. 5th District Commander Marty Moore and his wife Darlene. 5th District 1st Vice Commander Bob Mason and wife Teresa. 5th District Finance Officer Bruce Fitz. 5th District Chaplain Denny Tyner and his wife Alice, who is also a past district president. 5th District Auxiliary President Jane Yeager. Galleon Post 243 and Crawford County Commander Alan Forey. Fifth District SAL Finance Officer Mark Beam. Department of Ohio Legion Historian Al Beyer. Ohio Auxiliary Historian Dana Beyer. City of Bucyrus Service Safety Director Tommy Starner and his wife Lori. Tommy, I do not envy you your last 24 hours. And finally, Veteran Service Commission and Crestline Post Past Commander and Crawford County Past Commander Jim Greeter. Oh, sure.
I forgot when Denny was asking me who was going to be here. I forgot Mindy Rue is also our department leadership chairman for Ohio.
Sorry, I didn't know about that. Okay, well, here we are at our post-181 Past Commanders Banquet again. Seems like only a year since our last one. Pardon the quote from an old Bartles and James commercial. Much has changed in the Legion family over the last year. New leadership at all levels, increased advertising at the national level, an increased exposure to the Legion from the American Legion sponsored Indy car race or Indy race car. Yet much has also remained the same. The 4 pillars of the American Legion. Now I could go put some people on the spot and go around the room and see if I can get people to name them. That way everybody can be as nervous as I am. Actually, I won't. I'm just trying to keep people on their toes. Also, some of the other things that have remained the same is the ease of so many things in the American Legion, like meeting membership quotas. Following the potential changes for the dues increases. The same 7 people that always show up at the monthly meetings. Okay, just kidding. I still can't follow the dues increase topic. Change and constants. You know, that's kind of the hallmark of everything. Change and constants. Or constant change. That seems to be the theme of life these days. Now, I joked before about the ease of recruiting members into the American Legion organization. Truth is, it's harder and harder, as everybody here knows. Not just for us, but nearly every fraternal and social organization around. They're all having the same problems in recruiting. In my mind, social media and online shopping has shifted our society away from face-to-face relationships, our sense of community, and our neighborhoods. Luckily for us, we live in a small community, so that degradation has not affected us near as much as it has in the larger urban communities. But still, you know, being in a small town, having that sense of community and neighborhood, which we just got to experience yesterday, a lot of community members coming together to help each other out in the face of the destruction of the tornado. It really reinvigorates our sense of community and our just dedication to one another. Now, along those lines, I also submit to you that we need to build not just a larger organization, but a more adaptable organization. We can no longer do the things just the way they've always been done, on the hopes that one day we'll be back to the strength that we had 25, 30 years ago. I mean, our post here in Bucyrus used to have membership north of 500 members. Unfortunately, I doubt we'll ever see those kind of numbers again, just with the shrinking of our community, the shrinking of the military, so we don't have quite the number of veterans to recruit as we did back during World War II. But also the shift in our society. Change is hard. Change is scary. But when we venture into the unknown is also when we find some of the greatest treasures of life. Now, if you've been coming to our banquets for the last couple of years, when I've acted as the MC, you'll know that I always like to kind of finish my remarks with a quote of some kind. Now, I will buy a drink for anybody here that can tell me who my quotes were for the last 2 years. Okay, 2 years ago, it was a poem from Will Allen Dromgoole called... I knew that. It was called The Bridge Builder. Last year, it was our former president, Teddy Roosevelt, The Man in the Arena. Why didn't you speak up? You could have got a drink out of it. So tonight, I'm going to go with two much shorter quotes, but also kind of speak to some of my comments here. The first one is, open your arms to change, but don't let go of your values, from the Dalai Lama. And finally, times and conditions change so rapidly that we must keep our aim constantly focused on the future. Walt Disney. Thank you. Now, the primary reason we come together again this evening is to honor and celebrate those who have gone before us, serving as commander, president, and commander of our respective branches of the Legion family. We also will take time to remember and honor those members who have passed in the last year with a memorial service. We truly are an American Legion family here at this post, as each branch of that family complements and assists the others in all that we do. We depend and thrive on that cooperation to make Post 181 the active, vibrant post that it is, where all members can feel welcome. All right. We're going to go into our bios of our past presidents. So, Commander Ken, can I get you to come back up here briefly? I'm just going to have him read mine.
Okay. We're starting here? Yeah. Okay. Okay, this is for Ty Bowers. Ty first joined the American Legion following his discharge from the United States Marine Corps in the fall of 1994. He served in the Commandant's own United States Marine Drum and Bugle Corps while stationed at Marine Barracks 8th and I in Washington, D.C. In his 4-year enlistment, he traveled to most parts of the United States and foreign countries, performing for troops, civilians, celebrities, and dignitaries, including 3 presidents. He also performed at retirement ceremonies for the Army General Colin Powell and Marine Corps General Norman Smith, who hails from Bucyrus. Also in 1994, Ty enlisted and served in the Ohio Army National Guard Band until retiring in 2013. Ty is married to his wife, Stacy, and will be celebrating their 8th wedding anniversary on June 17th. They have 4 children in their blended family and have welcomed 5 grandchildren into the world.
That's it.
Okay, right.
Thank you, sir. My apologies, we haven't really practiced these transitions beforehand. Okay, our next bio is for the immediate past commander of the Post Auxiliary, Tammy Tima Burke. Nope, I'm reading it for you. Good. Tammy, this is all about you. Tammy cannot even remember when she first joined the Legion, but has been the 2nd vice commander, then 1st vice, now president. How many years president? She does not know. She is recently married to a very kind and patient man, Dave Burke. So her name is changed to Tammy S. Tima -Burke. My baby at the Legion is the make and bake, and always the last Saturday in January. She is still working as a title insurance agent for Old Crawford Land and Title, but hopes to slowly downsize and to retire soon. Maybe in 2 years. Here's hoping. Dave and Tammy are in their middle of their addition to their house on 1221 West Southern. Dave has his Pirate Cove man cave, and Tammy has her wonderful breezeway. The American Legion has always been a place that she loves to serve, because what we make in our fundraisers, poppy days, meals, etc., goes to veterans, to the ones that count. She is proud to be a member of the American Legion Auxiliary, but most of all, the ladies of the Auxiliary are the best. Thanks, Tammy. Okay, our immediate past SAL commander, Kevin Tyner. Kevin has been coming to the post since he was 7 years old. In 1991, when he was 15 years old, his signature was one of those on a new Squadron 181 charter application. He is an active supporter of the post and the veterans in our community. He has been on the Squadron Color Guard and has filled in when needed at the Post Color Guard. Kevin also helps in Veterans Memorial Society with a section of the Oakwood Cemetery where he places flags on the graves of local veterans. He is a supporter of the area youth, forming a scholarship program for the squadron. He is a regular cook on the Friday night meals and our yearly hog roast. This was his 10th consecutive term as squadron commander. Thank you very much, Kevin. At this time, I'd like to introduce our Department of Ohio Commander, Jason Rue. Jason was elected to serve as the 2023-2024 Department of Ohio Commander on Sunday, July 2nd, 2023. His eligibility stems from holding office in 2022 and 23 as Department of Ohio's 2nd Vice Commander, in which he was elected on Sunday, July 3rd, 2022, and was appointed to serve 2022 and 2023 as the Department of Ohio First Vice Commander by executive session on August 6, 2022. He earned his eligibility by service in the United States Marine Corps Reserves from January 1994 through January 2000, and the Ohio Army National Guard from June 2005 to December 2019 upon retiring, and served a tour in Iraq and Afghanistan. At the local level, he was past commander of at Winnow Arn Post 541 for 2 years. District level, Jason served the great 1st District Commander for 2 years. He has earned a bachelor's degree in science in sports marketing and management. He also earned a master's degree in business administration. Jason is married to his wife, Mindy. Commander, the mic is yours.
Thank you, everyone. Now, I know my wife was introduced, but I get fined if I don't introduce her. So I would not be able to do a lot of things I do if it was not for the support of her. So please give Mindy one more round. In our fall meetings, when you're a department commander, you go to Indianapolis and you get put through a department commander's training. And through part of that training, the national commander talks to you about key speaking points he wants you to speak on throughout the year. So I've hit many of them throughout my time at different events when it is allowed. One of his talking points, and one of the things he's really big on, is servant leadership. Servant leadership is focusing on the needs of others before considering your own. It's a long-term approach rather than a technique. We're going to talk about 7 principles of servant leadership today. The first one, honor others before self. Respond to the team's needs. Actively resolve issues and respect people. Through respect, the people will do what you want them to do. If you treat them without any respect and dignity, they will rebel against you and not help you in any way whatsoever. So respecting the people on your teams are one of the biggest things to servant leadership. Inspire vision in your team. Model the way of your team. Show how each role contributes to the larger picture. Include the why of your vision. If they know why, they can become invested in completing the vision with you. If they don't know the reason why, they aren't going to be as ambitious to jump on board. Always choose ethics, integrity in your long-term goals. Empower others. It allows for risks to be taken for growth and development. Many times, as a leader, you sit out and you tell people, hey, I need this task done, and this is how I want it done. Tell them what you want done and let them do it. Maybe they find a quicker, better way to do it, and it gets done just that much quicker and faster, which leads to the whole project getting done quicker. Cultivate the shared goals that inspire ownership in it. Privilege people. Show tangible appreciation to them. Put the people first. Find ways to encourage and support people. Always downgrading people is not the way to earn the respect. When I was coming up through the military, I was always told, you praise in public, you discipline in private. You coach them privately when they are doing something wrong. That way, it's not a whole group staring at them and they don't feel embarrassed and don't want to help anymore. Balance focus with flexibility. Be willing to abandon the process when it is futile. Maintain the 10,000 feet view. Always see the big picture. Look what's coming down the tracks at you. And if you don't like what it is, be willing to give it up and try another path. It doesn't mean that the end goal isn't still the same, but the way you get there may be different. Serve the humility. Recognize every leader has room for improvement, even yourself. When I was coming up and I was an NCO, you go in and you counsel your younger soldiers. When I did a lot of my counseling for my soldiers, I would ask them, how would you rate me? How do you think the job I have done? And take notes, because that makes you a better leader. When you realize where maybe some of your faults were that you didn't realize, it allows you to change and adapt. Just because it's always been this way doesn't always mean it has to be that way. Those are some of the big keys to servant leadership. And I found in my time in the military, many of those things have been used by me. I have served under some great leaders in the military and in the American Legion. And it's your job to take from each individual leader and tailor it to your own. You don't have to say, oh, I don't like that guy. I don't like anything he's doing. Take it all in. Maybe that's how you don't do it, but take it all in. But as servant leadership, everybody in this room is a leader. Either you're a past president, commander, detachment commander, whatever your role is, you are still a leader. It is your job to take our next leaders under their wing and guide them and mold them and teach them the way. Now, that being said, don't say, this is the way it's been, it's the way it's got to be. Allow them to flourish on their own, but if you give them the guiding principles, they can get there on their own. I also, one of the speaking points was, be the one by our national commander. Be the one is a mission put out by our national commander. It is be the one to save someone or change their life. Most of the time, it's done through listening. Observation and listening. At my post a few years ago, we had a young Marine come in on the Marine Corps birthday, the day before Veterans Day. For you who don't know, that's two celebrations, November 10th and 11th. So he comes in and he sits at one end of the canteen, and we're all at the group of friends are at the other end, and I said, give him a drink. And the bartender just kind of looked at me, and I said, no, give him a drink. He just heads down a little bit and everything, and he looks at the drink, he looks at me, he looks at the drink, looks back down at us again, he takes a sip, and he comes down and he goes, today is the day I lost 3 of my Marine Corps brothers in Iraq. I said, well, I'll tell you what, brother, you tell me what their names are, and we'll do a toast to each one of them. And we did that night. And he sat there and he drank with us for a couple of hours, talking and chit-chatting back and forth. And before he left, he goes, I don't even know why I stopped here tonight. I was on the way home to kill myself. But something guided him into us, and we noticed and took advantage of the situation. Now, as of a year after that, which was a couple years ago, and he was going through a bad divorce at the time of that. He was remarried, had started his own business, and was doing very well for himself. But all it takes is one person to notice the change in that individual, that you can make a change in their life for them, which also made a change in the community, both where he was and where he had moved to, because now he's got a flourishing business for them. And would be the one, my charity this year is Stock Hands Horses Free Healing, which is equine therapy down in Delaware, Ohio. They do veterans and first responders free therapy. Every other Friday night rides are free for them. They also do special needs children rides. Now, they have reached their max capacity for the facility, and you can do any type of ride that you want, whether it be tack, western, they have a big arena and numerous horses. But they've reached their max capacity for what they can handle. So they've taken on a $1.4 million expansion on their own grounds to build another show arena and stable. And they work with the Veterans Treatment Court in Delaware County. So any of you don't know what that is, the veterans get pulled up for minor offenses, get pulled off to the side, and then they have therapy they have to go through and counseling they have to go through and meet, and they also a lot of times have community service. So he works on the community service side with them, and they just come out and work on his farm with them, whether it be, feeding the horses, grooming the stalls, actually helping the kids and stuff like that ride. But he's also looking at building a addition out there to house homeless veterans. It's going to be a temporary 60 to 90-day facility for them where they can get them back up on their feet, teach them how to get a job, how to manage their money, and different things like that to get them on their feet. Excuse me. But those are the things that they are looking at doing in the next probably 2-year goal he's looking at. But it's a $1.4 million project. And on that, I will say thank you for inviting me here, and I hope you have a great night tonight. This is a great event. Thank you.
Next, I'm going to call to the podium Auxiliary President Tima Burke.
Oh, I can read right from there. Wow. I even have pink glasses. Jane Ridenauer. I have heels on, but guess that doesn't matter, okay. Jane Ridenauer, yay. We auxiliary women, we love to have a good time. Joined Bowling Green American Legion Auxiliary Unit 45 in 2002, becoming active in support of her veteran husband, David Ridenauer. Involvement in the Legion, VFW, and service of the Wood County Veterans Service Commission. She served as your unit president for 11 years and became involved on the district level in various committees and ultimately becoming president of the 1st District. American Legion Auxiliary from 2018 to 2021. In 2021, she was elected as the 2nd vice president for the Department of the Ohio American Legion Auxiliary, serving as the public relations chairman. She now serves as the department president for the year 2023 to 2024. Jane was the Buckeye Girl State Chairman for her auxiliary unit for 6 years and active in the selection process within the Bowling Green community and has worked in the fundraising efforts for this program. She joined the ALA, Ohio Buckeye Girl State staff in 2019, working in the Public Relations Department. She continues in this capacity. In addition to her current duties as department president, she now serves on the board of trustees of the Buckeye Girls State. With further ado, President Jane Ridenauer. A little bit.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Ready? If I can read this, I'll do this. Good evening. Good evening. All right, so I don't get fined. There's my husband, Dave Ridenauer, the reason I'm here. To all the veterans here, thank you for your service. And to the Vietnam veterans, welcome home. It's a pleasure to be here. Considering my husband and I were here just a couple of weeks ago for your patriotic dinner, this is starting to feel like home. But in reality, it is home. We're all part of the American Legion family, and we're all members engaged for the same purpose, serving our military, veterans, their families, our children, and our communities. And now, you actually gave part of the speeches that I've gone in the past with, we don't do it that way anymore. Or we always, yeah. What he said and what Commander Rue said. what impressed me the most about serving as department president and serving with Jason, because when we were when I was district president, he was district commander at the same time. So it's just like, this is kind of like, we're on this journey together for a long time, you know that? But we've bonded together in what the purpose is for us and nationally with the entire family, to be the one project. And that's been our focus. And I have to thank you here at 181 for all your generosity in supporting my project at the Patriotic Dinner, which was HOOVS, Healing of Our Veterans Equine Service. Amanda Held has created this using rescue horses. She goes out west, gets a bunch of Mustangs, brings them back, trains them, and then she uses those as part of the therapy for all of the veterans. The veterans that come in, they are there for 4-day retreats on their 30-acre farm in Swanton, Ohio. She pays for their transportation. If they have to fly in, she pays for that. Yeah, busing, however. She houses them there. She feeds them. And then she gives them a tremendous 4-day program that builds their self-confidence, takes care of that PTSD, and they're coming in from all over the country and even Canada to participate in these programs. It's $2,500 per veteran. She doesn't charge a dime for any of those. That all comes in through the donations that some of the special projects that she does, and then things like what you did for them a couple of weeks ago. She has a website. You can go out there and look at it. It's www.hoovs.us. There's some videos there. It's indescribable to me. The depth of what she does in that project is so heartwarming. And I'm so proud to be able to try and raise some funds for that. So with that being said, thank you for your generosity and for helping in that project. Thank you.
All right, at this time, we'd like to introduce the past detachment commander for Ohio, Bernie Kessler. Born on March 10th, 1954 at Bucyrus Community Hospital, and has been a resident of Crawford County his entire life. At the conclusion of the fiscal year will mark 34 consecutive years as a member of the Sons of the American Legion. His eligibility for membership is through his father, Robert, a World War II veteran with 66 years of continuous membership in the American Legion at the time of his death. As a member of the Sons of the American Legion, he spent 11 years as the 5th District officer, from executive committee to 4 years as district commander. He graduated from Buckeye Central Local Schools in New Washington in 1972 and was appointed to the New Washington Village Council before the age of 23. He was a member of the Buckeye Central School Board for 2 terms. He graduated from the Sons of the American Legion's National Management Institute and is currently the vice chairman of the National Legislative Commission for the Sons of the American Legion. He is self-employed business owner, starting Kessler Decorating, an interior and exterior painting business at the age of 19. He is ready to retire. He has been married to Nancy Higgins Kessler for 31 years. She is setting a record for the world's longest blonde moment. I apologize, I should have proofed that first. Bernie?
I ain't got time for you guys for applause. I once had a department commander tell me, I don't care how long you speak, as long as you speak to a purpose. Well, it's been a few years since I've been behind a podium, but in those times, I kept notes. So, yeah, 3 minutes. Good luck with that. I am a son by birth, but I'm a member of the Sons of the American Legion by choice. I've said that before, and I've said this before, that for me to stand before members of the American Legion family anytime and share this physical space with you is a rare privilege. So once again, I'm honored, but humbled to stand here and quoting our National Sons Commander J.R. Hall from Maryland, representing more than me. To represent more than me is big. I would not be here if it wasn't for the service of my father. And that's what it's all about, service. As a member of the Sons, I represent my father's service. As members of the Sons, you represent your family member's service. As a member of the auxiliary, you represent your family's service. And to those of you who served, you represent your branch of service, and you represent your family. So you ask yourself, what am I doing to truly honor that service? As a son, you don't have to do it the same way I did. Honor your family's service on your own way. Show your pride in your family's service and your appreciation for others. Appreciation for others has come to mean talk to a veteran in need and be the one to change or maybe save a life. We need members that are really ready and willing to work. We need members who are going to get out there and make sure our veterans are getting what they need. As a member of the National Legislative Commission, we are backing legislation that tells Congress to get our veterans what they need. We need members and legislation to make sure the children of our veterans are getting what they need. We need members who are willing to work in the community, and this may sting a bit, but we don't need somebody that's a bar member. We need real workers. We need to let everybody know what we are doing. Ringing our bell. When we get back to work, when we get outside the post, make sure everybody knows what we do. Let them know what we know. Let them know what the American Legion family does. There are so many great things being done all the time, and the only people to hear about them is the person that you're doing it with. We've got to get the word out there. Right now, Squadron 181 is taking on the responsibility of the Downtown Banner Project, and that's a wonderful community service that may help to get our post a few more members. We need to take advantage of any and every opportunity to be the face of our organizations. Each of us has a role in protecting and promoting the American Legion family and veterans programs, and to represent more than me. We all know that Commander Ron is a hands-on, no-nonsense commander. Me, I attend more meetings at just 181, and I try to come back with a simple message. If I know it, then we should know it. I think we owe the same philosophy to all our members. In closing, the last line of our Son's preamble states, to assist in carrying on for God and country. Always remember the word assist. Thank you. Oh, just sit down. I didn't leave.
Okay, at this time, I'm going to call both Tammy and Ron back to the podium. And we are going to read off the names of the past commanders of the different organizations that are in attendance tonight. For Post 181, David Robertson, 1985. Dennis Tyner, 1991, 1993, 2002. John Bill Cummings, 2012, 2013, 2018. Mike Clark, 2017. And Ty Bowers, 2021 through 2023.
We also have Jim Elliott here, who was our first Vietnam commander.
I apologize for the oversight.
I can't remember Brandy's. If I'm right, I think there's only 2 here from the auxiliary. It would be Alice Tyner. I don't have the year. You got the year.
Let's see.
2000,
1998 to 2000?
1998 to 2000,
2001
to 2002. Wow.
And?
Oh, geez.
2005?
To 2006. We just stay on and on, don't we? Of course, Brandy Robertson. What we got there? What years are hers? There we go. I don't have it in front of me. Where we go?
2008 to 2010.
2008 to 2010. Thank you, Brandy. I'd like to introduce one more person at this point. We, last year, made an honorary member. She's been a member with the auxiliary for 85 years. Winnie Sand. I'd like to have her daughter, Paula, and her son-in-law stand up. Winnie is just a wonderful, wonderful person. She just could not make it here today. She wasn't feeling good. But we'd like to recognize Winnie as being our honorary member, and she said, by golly, I wish I was the president. That's what she wanted to do. What? And she's 100 years old. She was our meeting. So for Winnie, too. Thank you.
Only ones here today is Kevin Tyner. Please stand up. 2012, 15 years. Well, 10, I've just strutted it out. We all call him Woody. We love him big time. Thank you very much for your service.
Actually, wait for the staff to do presentations.
I've got stuff I gotta do. Okay. Want me to start now? I gotta go do something. I gotta do that.
Actually, as Tammy's doing that, I'm going to just make the offer. Kevin, would you like to come up and say any words for your time as commander? Now, I'm going to forego my opportunity for any further comments. I figure you heard enough of me already.
Well, you guys are the lucky ones because I work for the city and we had an issue and I had to work over tonight, so I worked till 6 and left my coworkers out there. My daughter brought my clothes in tonight so I could be here tonight. But I sat there, I'm not a very good public speaker, so I've been sitting there, I'm like, Bernie's a good public speaker. I'm gonna take after Bernie. So I sat down and I had this real nice speech typed up. It was only 27 pages long. But no, just Bernie touched on it. One thing I want to say is, we took over the banner project downtown this year. Just here in the last month and a half, we kind of took it on. It was brought to us. So we've been kind of rushing to get it going so we can have a turnover by Memorial Day. We have information here at the Post, the applications for it, and A1 printing. And for anybody that's here or anybody watching, we also have an email. If anybody has any questions, they can email us. It's sons181@outlook.com. Other than that, we also started our own Facebook page, SAL181, and it has the information on there too. So if anybody is interested in any of that, please reach out
because our deadline is May 1st, so we can have them printed and get them up before Memorial Day. Thank you.
Tammy, do you want to make any comments?
Oh, no, are we doing the presentations yet or not? Am I out of?
Yeah, we're working into that, so if you want to, if you have your,
I'm fine, I love my ladies. You do a great job, yeah, 181.
okay, at this time, I'm going to ask David Robertson to come forward to make a presentation to our department commander for his special project.
Why don't we let the ladies go first?
I'll open it up for anybody that wants to give something away.
You want to get stuff away.
You get a car, you get a car.
It's your husband. Come here, Jane. We're gonna get rid of us.
Tammy,
What?
before we start presentation, Jane has your past president's bid
Oh.
to present.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Hopefully I don't stick you.
That's okay.
We will.
I like your earrings. Oh, thank you.
I'm, well, sorry.
You don't need to have pictures.
There you go.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna wear this with pride. I tell you what.
There, does
That's
that-
nice. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now we got a special presentation. Is that okay? Can I ask you something? We have a special presentation to make. I know that Ms. Ridenhour was talking about what we did for our patriotic show, and we did have a good time. You gotta remember that this baby. Look what we got. $4,000. This is their baby. Good job. $4,000 to give you. Isn't that wonderful? Oh, oh,
Hang on to this, this thing's heavy.
it is. Okay. Okay?
No, wait.
Dave needs one hand.
Okay.
No, no,
We done? Are we
Get
done?
the other photographer.
Done. I think I need a drink. Okay. Okay, now, and before you leave, Jane, we also have a, well, we are Bucyrus.
Okay.
Yes, we are. And we always give something to represent our town for
Is that
you.
gin?
And thank you for everything.
Go ahead and open it.
Okay, go ahead, they want to, well,
Okay.
Sonia, our treasurer, did this. So-
Okay, all right.
Okay, I'll take it. We can use it again.
Okay. Well,
You know, I'm always about using it over.
this says fragile, handle with care,
Yes,
so.
please.
Okay, and it's all, of course, it's taped.
Sonia.
Get close, sir. All right, trying to get it out of here without
You got it.
losing it. We're getting there. Oh, look at that.
Bucyrus is the home of the picking copper kettles. It's called Bucyrus Copper Kettles.
Kettles, yes.
But it's the oldest handmade copper kettle.
James Patrick made this. It is the base, and it is a copper rose.
Thank
They
you
make her
so
so proud.
much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Huh? You got it?
Thank you
Okay.
again, Jane, for everything that
you.
you do for the auxiliary.
And thank you so much for that. That is so appreciated. I can't wait to let Amanda know. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Commander Post 181 would like to print you for your program this year.
Well, thank you.
And then for you yourself, we'd like to present you with this for taking time out of your busy schedule and honoring us with your presence.
Well, thank you. Do I have to open it now, or can I open it?
Probably better open it now.
It's taped. I had to untape it.
It's a little horse.
I could give him a knife, but this is fun to watch.
That's what I That's why I didn't get mine out.
I don't do ribbons very often.
Poor guys, what do you get?
If you're lucky, you get a bow on it. It's almost a horse.
Okay, and that's a copper kettle from the same company that made the rose.
Nice, thank you.
I can read the name. Well, Commander Ty, we'd like to present you with this for your 2 years of commandership.
Well, thank you very much. I think Alice is getting.
Okay. Normally at this time, the Legion, the National Legion sends us certificates for our 50 and 60-year members. Well, we didn't have any 50 and 60-year members this year, but we do have one gentleman that's been a member for 70 years. Oh, wow. So, and he was not able to make it here today. It's John Spiegel's his name, and we will get this to him.
Okay, before we move on to our memorial service, we have a couple more presentations to make that are kind of off script. Generally, David and Denny know everything that goes on, but I think we may have squeezed a few things in under their nose. But first off, I'm going to turn the podium over to past Department Commander and past District 5 Commander, Darrell Bishop. He has a special presentation to make.
Commander Ty, when you were speaking at the beginning, I thought you were going to run for Senate. I was going to vote for you. Terrific job.
Thank you.
At this time, Denny Tyner and Dave Robinson, would you come forward, please? For 27 years, I've had these at home. My wife finally told me to get rid of them. She was tired of taking the dust off of them. So at this time, hopefully you will put this on your bulletin board downstairs. I have a picture of Eddie's Ferries. And I also have a copy of Daryl's Darlings. When Ed Anderson was commander, it was Eddie's Fairies. When I came commander, it was Daryl's Darlings. And I still have my coconuts and skirt at home.
All I can say is part of my motto was work hard and have fun while you're doing it, and we've had a ball.
Okay, gentlemen, don't go too far.
Okay, Dave and Denny are not done just yet. Thing is, we would also invite any members of their family to also come up and to join them on stage. As they're coming up, just to kind of put a little bit of history behind what we're looking to do. Commander Ken Long and I have communicated a couple times. We wanted to do something to show our appreciation for these two gentlemen and their families for everything that they have done for this post year in and year out for more years than either of Ken or I could even imagine. Denny, how long have you been an active member of Post 181?
A little better than 40 years.
40 years. David?
54.
54. Yeah, that kind of longevity and experience is just unfathomable in most posts. Suffice it to say, if anything happened to either one of these two, we would be in a world of hurt scrambling around just trying to keep things moving. We are slowly trying to learn from them and take some of the burden that they've carried for so long off their shoulders and kind of spread the wealth around a little bit. But we also wanted to take the time to show our appreciation. So we've had a few certificates of appreciation made up to the Robertson family and to the Tyner family. Thank you for your years of dedicated service to the American Legion Post 181 and to the community. Not yet, not yet. And along with that, we're kicking around some ideas for gifts to go along with that. We're thinking something they could do with their whole family. But, you know, being a small town, there's limited restaurant options, so we opted to go with a prepaid Visa card so you can take your extended family to a place of your choice. Thank you very much. Okay, we're going to take just a couple moments while they take their gifts back to their tables. But I am going to ask David, Brandy, and Kyle to come back up to prepare for the memorial service as we read the names of the members that have passed since our last banquet. And when I have everybody rise, we're going to have you stand until the end of the ceremony. After the names are read, we will have a memorial prayer and benediction, and then we'll have the playing of taps by Mark Fisk. Actually, do you want to do yours last and then we just do the prayer?
Go ahead.
Members passing in, members passing into the Squadron Everlasting since last year. Tim Baird, 33 years. Joe Binnix, 20 years. Ron Daniel, 2 years. Paul Denzer, 33 years. Jim Orweiler, 33 years. We ask you that you keep their families in your prayers.
Richard Michalak, Army, Korea. Charles Auk, Navy, Korea. Charles Miller, U.S. Air Force, Vietnam. David Boland, Army, Vietnam. Robert Buck Failer, Army, Vietnam. Kenneth Kinn, Navy, Korea. Jeffrey Talbert, Marine Corps, Global War. Richard Armbruster, Army, World War II. Harold Steinhofer, Army, Korea. Scott R. Hastings, Navy, World War II. Terry Schaefer, Navy, Vietnam. William H. Light, Army, Korea. Harry Kogi, Army, Vietnam. Richard D. McKeever, Navy, Korea. Richard Sislek, Coast Guard, Vietnam. Donald Gibson, Navy, Vietnam. Richard Pritchard, Army, Vietnam. Elmer Kafer, 57-year member, Army, World War II. Robert Coons, Army, Korea. Wilbur Hupp, Army, Vietnam. Lynn Waring, Army, Vietnam. Howard Heinlein, Navy, World War II. Otto Dick Steiger, Army, Korea. And Erwin J. Wagner, Army, Korea.
And for our auxiliary, we have past President Clara Bard, Susie Weber, Sherry Powers, Connie Casero, and Judy Wertring. Let us pray. Almighty God, grant to us the grace to remember with love and reverence our dear departed members. Grant peace and eternal rest to those who have gone before us. We ask for your consolation for those who are in sorrow, and that you bestow upon us your everlasting blessing. May their memories serve as an inspiration to all. Be with us and bless us, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you one last time for joining us here tonight. As we close and leave the hall, let us join together and sing one verse of God Bless America. God bless America, land that I love, stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God Thank you very much, everyone. We enjoyed your company, and everybody have a safe trip home tonight.
You've been watching the Past Commanders program from the Earl Crawford Post of the American Legion. Congratulations to Past Commander Ty Bowers, also SAL Past Commander Kevin Tyner, and Ladies Auxiliary Past Commander Tammy Tima Burke. Tonight's podcast is presented by Adam Weisner, Advanced Fiber Technology, Martin Bernhardt, Mike's Roofing, phone 562-5752. Jim and Jeremy Letter, Jim Letter's Body Shop. The Kimmerline family, Bucyrus Road Materials since 1939. And also, we'd like to recommend and recognize our broadcast engineer, WQEL's John Kreider. On behalf of all the members of the Earl Crawford Post 181 downtown Bucyrus, this is David Jones wishing you a pleasant good evening.
Only the top two have right.